Hello students, so today we'll start a new chapter, that is some applications of trigonometry. So I'll just give a brief introduction about this chapter. So we have already learned about trigonometry in our earlier classes. We have found the trigonometric ratios. So in this chapter we'll be studying about some ways in which trigonometry is used in our daily life. So it is used to calculate distances from the earth to the planets and stars. It is also used in geography as well as in navigation. So in this chapter we will see how trigonometry is used for finding the heights and distances of various objects without actually measuring them. So before going to the main exercise, there are some few points that you have to keep in mind. So the first one is line of sight. So let us study about line of sight. So a line drawn from the eye of the observer to the point in the object viewed by the observer is called the line of sight. As you can see in the figure, there is an observer and there is a point. Okay, so when the observer is looking at the point, so the point between the observer and the point that is viewed by the observer, that point when you join them, okay, that line is called line of sight. So next is angle of elevation. So the angle which the line of sight makes with the horizontal line drawn away from the observer is called the angle of elevation. So as you can see in the figure, we have an observer, we have an object. Okay, so the observer is looking at the object, so that line is called line of sight, and you can see this horizontal line with the observer. Okay, so the angle which is made by the line of sight and the horizontal line, that is angle AOB, that angle is called angle of elevation. Okay, so next is angle of depression. The angle which the line of the sight makes below the horizontal level from the observer to the object is called angle of depression. So as you can see in the figure, there is an observer and the object. So the observer is looking downwards towards the object and there is a horizontal line. So the angle that is made by the line of sight and the horizontal line, okay, below the horizontal line, that angle is called angle of depression. So in this figure, angle AOC is the angle of depression. So there are 2 points to remember. So in case of an angle of elevation, the observer has to raise his head to look at the object, and in case of angle of depression, the observer has to lower down his head to look at the object.